Orale, Cholo Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Shout outs to all the junkies out there. And here we got Becoming a Spectacle. It's a documentary about WrestleMania 9. You guys can go ahead and watch it. It's on Peacock. So I just finished watching it. Damn, it was an emotional ride. Man, this sucker was an emotional ride. It's you got to make some time because this sucker is over an hour and a half. It gets close to the 2 hour mark on how long it is. But damn it, it is worth it. I'm telling you guys, it is damn sure worth it. Okay. Now, for me, you know, WrestleManias, I did not get a chance to watch a lot of the first few WrestleManias live. Um, my I was a little kid and my mom was not going to spend any money on the she always thought wrestling was silly. There was no way she was to spend money, her hard-earned money on me watching wrestling. The very first WrestleMania I saw live was WrestleMania 6. All the other WrestleManias, I rented them at a video store, months later. I mean, to tell you guys the truth, WrestleMania 2, that WrestleMania, I actually never watched that WrestleMania till sometime in the 90s, like 94, 95. But all the other WrestleManias, yes, I did watch them that same year, WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 3, WrestleMania 4, WrestleMania 5, but I would go and rent them at a video store months later after it came out already, right? The first WrestleMania, like I said, that I saw live was WrestleMania 6. And then luckily, I actually made a friend, a good friend of mine. Shout out to my boy Michael Avila. I don't know, he's out there somewhere, man. And his whole family was into wrestling. And I was just like, damn, some people are blessed like that. As a kid, I was like, some people are blessed like that. I was actually born into a family that didn't like wrestling at all, man, with the exception of my grandma. May she rest in peace. She was a huge I'm sorry, lucha libre fan. Um, but outside of that, so the reason why I bring up my friend Michael is because I would always go to his house. I would always go to his house to go watch all these pay-per-views, man, and WrestleMania was no exception. So thus comes in WrestleMania 9, right? So in this documentary, it was said on there that WrestleMania 9 was the first time that they actually started documenting. They had footage of behind the scenes. And I guess it kind of makes sense because why would you be documenting the making of WrestleMania um, at all? Kayfabe, especially back then, you're not breaking character. You don't know who these guys are. There is no social media back then, so you only know of them what you see on television. That is it. You don't know anything else about them. Today, you could go ahead and follow all these, superstars on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, get their thoughts, their opinions, and all that stuff. Back then, you only see them on television and they had the WWF magazine, but that was it. They were in character the whole time around, which is probably why we never even seen this footage, right? I don't know if they just made it for themselves because when were they going to release it and to whom? You don't want to break character, especially in those days. So WrestleMania 9 took place in 1993. I was like, I don't know, I was like 12 years old or something like that. I don't even really remember. But it was the first time that you're going to have a WrestleMania without the immortal one, without the Hulkster being around. And yeah, man, this documentary, it really brought it brought almost like a tear to my eye, man. Just going back and reliving a lot of these things and just, hey, you know what? There's a time where we're going to start pushing the new guys up. Oh, here comes the Hulkster. And, he's given the strap at the end and all the heat that it brought. And hey, what really happened to his eye? It's swirling around that the Macho Man Randy Savage gave him a good shot right to the eye, man, because those guys didn't get along. And then there's a story of the jet skis and things like that. And it's just crazy. The Godfather at that time he was Papa Shango, and he got to perform in front of his hometown crowd, right? But it wasn't televised. It was a dark match before the show even started. And to be honest with you guys, I didn't even know that. I didn't know that Papa Shango and Tito Santana had a match, a dark match before the show even started. To till now, till just this documentary, I never heard that. I never heard. Now, maybe some of you guys already knew that. I never heard that. I never knew that uh, the dark match before the show started was Papa Shango versus Tito Santana. So, but big ups to the Godfather, who was Papa Shango back at that time. He was like, man, it was a great moment for him, and just building the whole stage, the whole idea how they got it from boxing, everything. It was so damn good. This documentary was so impressive. I was engaged the entire time. I was at the edge of my seat the whole time, just taking it in. I loved it. Now, if you weren't around at that time, would you enjoy this documentary? I think there's still stuff there to really enjoy. I just don't know if you're really going to be able to take it in for what it is, right? Like I said, I was there. I was a huge Bret the Hitman Hart fan. Um, so it really tugged in my heart, man. And all the matches that were there, the Steiner brothers, the Head Shrinkers, Doink and what he did with, oh, Crushes Can Be Seen, Double Vision, all that stuff, man. Lex Luger and Mr. Perfect, and what happened backstage, and how they talked about, like, hey, we've never done this. That was the first time that the cameras followed someone backstage as they're walking back, all pissed off looking for an opponent. Today, we take that stuff for granted because it happens all the time. But back then, they're like, this is the first time we're doing that. And I never really thought about that. I never really thought, hey, when was the first time that this happened? Or when was the first time that happened? And it kind of hit me like, oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't remember that happening before that. And they're saying that there's the first time we ever followed somebody backstage, and it was when Mr. Perfect was going backstage to find Lex Luger. He beats down Lex Luger, and Shawn Michaels, puts hands on Mr. Perfect, starting a new feud. It was very, very well done. Vince McMahon is not on this documentary. Yes, they show Vince McMahon for sure. They talk about Vince. Um, they show footage of Vince, but he's not on it, giving his side of the stories, obviously. But you do have Hulk Hogan. Um, who else you got in there? You got Bret the Hitman Hart. You got, I mean, you got quite a few. You got Bruce Pritchard. You got quite a few people. You got Shawn Michaels. You got Lex Luger. I know I'm leaving out so many. You got so many different executives, people from that worked at Caesar's Palace, the president from Caesar's Palace. You got so many people. You got the fan that has gone to every single WrestleMania. He's on there talking about it, his experience from a fan's perspective. I mean, it is just a well done documentary. I didn't want it to end. I did not want it to end, man. I just, for that small moment, just watching this documentary, I was a kid again. I was 12. I don't know how old I was back then. I was like, I think I was like 12. I was a like 12-year-old kid just reliving this. And it was awesome. I loved it. I loved it. It was done so damn well. The Undertaker was on there talking about his match with Giant Gonzalez, and not only that, but the trouble that they're having with the Vulture. He came out with the Vulture, and he's all like, "Man, this Vulture." He hated it. He did not want that Vulture next to him. That Vulture was freaking out here and there. He didn't want the Vulture to knock his head off, knocked his hat off. Yeah, Ted DiBiase was on there. The Month of the South, Jimmy Hart was on this documentary, giving all their sides of the story. I loved it, man. I loved it. And from there, I mean, man, WrestleMania has just been blowing up bigger and bigger and bigger. And look where we're at. And this is the first time that WrestleMania is going back to Las Vegas. So, and I'll be there. I will be there, man. So I definitely recommend this documentary. It was so damn good. It was so damn good. So I'm wondering now, are they going to be doing this every year? So next year, before next year's WrestleMania, will they release a documentary of WrestleMania 10? I'm wondering, because I'm sure they started documenting WrestleManias ever since then. But apparently, at least according to this documentary, this is the first time they started actually documenting footage of WrestleMania. So let's see where they go from here, man. But yeah, WrestleMania was in Las Vegas at WrestleMania 9, which I remember vividly. And here we are back at Las Vegas. Let's do it, man. WrestleMania, baby. Cholo Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Shouts to all the junkies. Catch you guys on next one.